Mike Jones here with uGospel.com, and today I have an interview with a Broadway star, an actress some of you may recognize from Law & Order, but what you would definitely recognize her from is Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots. She stars as Veronica Harrington, the one and only Mrs. Angela Robinson. Angela, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine as well. But I do want to say before we start this interview that it's going to take a little bit for me to keep Angela separate from Veronica. I keep up with the show each week. So, I just wanted to put that out first as a disclaimer.
Okay.
But, before we do get into the haves and the have-nots, first can you give our listeners kind of a background on how you got your start into acting and as well as getting your role on the show, the haves and the have-nots?
Okay, I started acting right out of college, really. I started at a dinner theater in my hometown, Jacksonville, Florida, and then just did theater throughout the country to try to get some credits and moved to New York to pursue my Broadway dream. I think I got my first Broadway show about 4 years after moving to New York, and the rest is history. The haves and have-nots was just one of those blessed times. I was in Atlanta doing a show called Into the Woods, and I was playing a role that I had wanted to play for so many years, and I got a chance to play it in Atlanta. And the casting director from Tyler Perry Studios happened to be in the audience one night, and she, enjoyed the work and was so kind and brought me in for Meet the Browns and for a one-day role on Meet the Browns. I was so excited to possibly work with Mr. Perry. And I found out a couple of days later that I didn't get the part, and I was heartbroken, of course. So, my show ended in Atlanta, and I came back home. And a year later, they were casting the haves and the have-nots and remembered the show that I had done and thought that I would be right for Veronica. So they called again, and that's how it all happened.
God makes no mistakes because you are the perfect fit for Veronica on that show. It's like it just seems so effortless for you to be in that role. Now,
thank you,
of course,
Mike.
You're very welcome. Now, we're on season 2 of The Haves and the Have-Nots, and of course, the first season, you were one of the fan favorites, but now this season, you are the underdog.
Oh, they're not having me.
Well, how did it feel? Like, I know, of course, you kind of read the script, but were you kind of excited to see the direction that your character was going, or were you kind of nervous, or was it kind of like you just were ready to take it head on?
You know what? I'm always excited to see what Mr. Perry's going to write. This time I was like, when I read it, I think I told him on the set one day, I think you're going to get me hit in the head at the grocery store. because Miss B is out there, man. But I love it. I feel like, I try to be a good person in my life, and I try to treat people well and not judge them and not control them. So I try to do all that in my real life. Who needs to do that on television? So, I love the opportunity to just make a full departure and just have fun with the character. And I love Veronica Harrington. I think that she might be a bit misunderstood sometimes, but I think that she has a reason for doing everything that she does, and I'm just in love with that lady. I think she's somebody that in life I would admire, and like everybody, she's complicated and flawed, and I think everybody is. So.
Now, if you were actually in that situation with her and, her son, Jeffrey, who is, a homosexual role on the show, and you had a child who actually told you, how would you react?
Well, I think that's something you can never say what you would do. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know what I would do. But based on my life and my friends and just my worldview, I think that I would certainly not have the problem Veronica Harrington is having. I think that, I believe everyone has to find their own way. They got to walk out their own salvation. They got to find, what works for them, for themselves. So I'm not really into controlling other people, especially other grown people.
Right.
So,
right.
I think if I were in that situation, I would just love my child and be patient and enjoy him finding his way, because I know that process. Also, I've done it, when I wanted to be an artist, my parents weren't feeling that at all.
Right.
And so I had to find my own way. But I think that process can be very fulfilling, too, if you have support and you're just, you're just discovering who you are. So I think I would just enjoy watching my child do that and receive them with love always, with whatever they're doing, so that they know, it's not what you do that makes me proud of you and that makes me love you. I just do, period.
Right.
I just love you and I'm proud of you, period. So, yeah, that's how I would handle it.
What's it like working with the world-renowned Mr. Tyler Perry as the producer and director?
It's awesome. I mean, he's so hardworking, and he pushes us, and I think that's great. I love that. My theater background just always loves to be pushed and try new things and all of that. So I love that. But he's just a good guy, and so I mean, to be able to work around him and to see somebody who's just has such great integrity and to be such a good person as well as a good businessman and all the stuff that you guys see. But I really just see a really good guy. So I feel really blessed and honored to be able to sort of have a front row seat while we're in production to watch him, do his thing. So it's really an honor.
On Tuesday's episode, we were kind of left with the cliffhanger with your husband. It looks like he's about to, not your husband, sorry. I told you I was going to keep going back and forth between you
and
Veronica.
That's all right.
Getting ready for, what it seems like is going to happen is an affair with the campaign lady. And, Veronica kind of picked up on it. Yeah, she picked up on it already when she was like, why she's calling you this late.
That's right.
Right. Now, can you kind of give us a little something? Is it going to go that way? Are we going to see Veronica go head-to-head with the campaign manager lady? Is it going to be a fight?
You know what? It's always the ladies. The man is in it, too. But, I don't know. I can't tell you really what's going to happen, but what I will say, a lot of people are tweeting me and writing me, and they're just kind of like, you keep pushing him away. If you keep pushing him away, he's going to cheat. And my response to that is, then divorce me. There's never, ever an excuse or reason to cheat. So if I'm that horrible and if it's that bad, then you need to leave me. But cheating, I don't give you a pass for that. I don't really care how awful I've been. Which I don't think I've been that awful, by the way. But,
right.
But since the fans think that B has been a little, unreasonable, and I agree when it comes to, of course, Jeffrey. But in terms of my husband, I just think he gotta leave that gym alone. So I feel like he's spending too much time in that. So.
You just talked about the Twitter, but what is it like now with being on like such a big show with the social media and stuff, Holly, when people are talking to you as if people don't understand, this is a show, this is a character, but they're talking to you like, Veronica, you need to do it, Veronica. So is it kind of like weird, or do you kind of just go with the flow?
You know what? I have learned to go with the flow because I'm so appreciative to the fans. I feel like they're like the best fans ever, and I just love that. So I'm so appreciative. So I've learned to go with the flow. But at first I was sometimes I would tweet because I was on Twitter before the Has and Have Not. So I would tweet like something personal, And somebody would tweet me back, well, Veronica, if you hadn't, I was like, no, that was me. That was from me.
Right.
So it's funny. It's really funny to me, but I'm just so grateful that the show has that effect on people. So it's totally okay. I accept it and receive it as a blessing.
Well, amen to that. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to have to talk with me today. I'm very much a big fan of you and the show, everyone on the cast. Tyler's put together an amazing cast for an amazing show. And I can't wait to see the rest of this season, unless you can give us some secrets or something that's about to happen.
Hey, I can give you one thing. You know, Benny woke up.
Oh, no. Benny woke up on Tuesday's episode. We already saw that. Do you plan on making a return to Broadway or doing stage plays or anything like that soon, or are you going to stick with the haves and the have-nots? Or is there anything else we can expect to see from you or anything else you may be working on the side?
Well, I'm definitely sticking with the haves and the have-nots for sure.
I hope you do. I love it.
I love it, too. Thank you. I am always, I love theater, so that's my first love. So any chance I get, because we filmed the show in Atlanta, it's a little hard to commit to a Broadway show in New York.
Right.
But any chance that I get, I would love to do it. I'm actually doing Monday night. I'm doing a anniversary encore production of For Colored Girls in New York. So if anybody's around, come to Harlem. It's going to be in Harlem. It'll be the I think 50th anniversary of the play, and so it'll be a lot of Broadway actresses coming together to do that. So I'm excited about that. So I do a lot of small things like that, but really my focus is haves and have-nots, and I do a lot of speaking also around the country, motivational speaking, public speaking, and my husband and I teach acting as well, so we stay pretty busy.
I want to thank you again, Angela, for this interview, and, I wish you the best, just everything, period. And I look forward to seeing the rest of the season.
Thank you. I hope you don't be mad at me when you finish watching the season. I hope you're still my friend.
I hope so, too, because I'm going to go to Twitter and find Miss Angela Robinson and say, Veronica. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, again, thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
Thanks. You too.
Right, bye.
Bye.